All right, guys, good morning. It's November 17th. It's a Tuesday. Welcome back here to the live stream. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking super interesting so far in the pre-market. I'm not even really sure. I would argue LXRX would maybe be the most interesting one, but every time it gets above VWAP, it ends up having a hard time. I actually ended up trading when we broke out here. I bought this pullback. It had two failed attempts to break higher, and then I closed this position for a small loss. Unfortunately, the last candle I closed for a loss ended up being the turnaround point. A little bit upsetting how that works sometimes, but it is what it is. Now LXRX is doing all right. It's having some nice momentum here again. Just got to be careful when this thing gets to the end of its run. Who knows if it's gonna flush again? I'm just gonna keep an open mind and try to trade this thing on the way to the upside, which clearly right now it's doing. USA Biotech 51 million float. They had a publication in the Journal of Medicine today. Actually, I don't know if that was today. But anyway, this is definitely the lead gapper on the day. Kind of a bigger float. It's bigger than our usual float for sure. Nice breakout there for sure. Love to see some action coming in here. It's 8:51. Good to see that. So I'm keeping an eye on this one. Not that big of a move, Steven. Over 10% for a company the size of Tesla. That's not a small move. I mean, it's basically $1 trillion company. That's like adding $100 billion. It's a huge amount of money being moved around. 10% move for our small caps. That is typically nothing. Man, talking about closing my LXRX trade at the worst time, huh? Happens. Sorry, you know what? I just said $1 billion market cap. I meant to say, $1 trillion, 400. I was looking at the shares, and I was right after I said it, I was like, wait, that's not true. But still, $40 billion, actually more like 50 billion increase in market cap today for Tesla. That's pretty substantial. LXRX still moving here. Nice move on that, Steven, because WWR had a really nice move. Keep my eye on the scanner right now, waiting for something to maybe pop up at some point. LXRX, huge resistance originally at about 1.8, so that was a big breakout there at 1.8, and it came at big support again, so it's good to see that support. Now all the way up to 209. Has that pre-market high of 236. I'd like to see this run to at least 205. I mean 2.5. Let's see if that can happen. Ugh. Or KCAC's up to today, back at 8.9, finding some support again. Yeah, WWR isn't really a ticker for me. I'm not sure if we'll day trade it today, but yeah, it was a nice move it had. I mean, I was talking for several weeks that the one way I would probably consider trading this one if I wanted to was swinging at 4.5, accumulating in this area, and then pretty much just praying to baby Jesus that it would spikes back to the upside. And actually it ended up doing it really nicely. I'm not sure if I'm going to touch it today. If we see some momentum here, I don't see why not. Yesterday, it pretty much started running right as we ended the stream at a little before 11. That's really when this thing started running, but I'm not sure if we'll be looking at it today. So far, pre-market hasn't really been doing too much. Not yet, calm down. I will be soon. Nice, Steven, in at 5. That's sweet, man. Congrats. Nice to see LXRX doing a little bit faster movements. See what kind of pattern we get set up here on this one. And scored outcome studies presented at the late breaking science session of American Heart Association. Reductions in total. Cardiovascular disease continues to be a lead cause of death in people with type 2 diabetes. So this is really good news for their drug. Completed phase 3 clinical trials for treatment of type 1 and type 2 diabetes. These are some big partnerships this company has. That's really nice. Founded in 1995, Woodland, Texas. We've been seeing a lot of companies from Texas. Insane. Shares. Just a lot of option exercising. That's normal. Looks like StockTwits is all excited like usual. That's good to see that catalyst. What Houston says, Woodlands is basically Houston. Okay, good to know. Good. Now I feel like I have a little bit more on the map where this company's chilling. That's true, Tan. There's a huge kind of migration going on in America, huh? Corey's looking at Kirk. Swing trading this one, I suppose. Kirkland's. Why does that sound so familiar? $150 million market cap, 13 million float. Home decoration and whatnot. I could picture a few people that probably go shopping here in Florida. I don't know, is this company in Florida? All right. What's your play on that? Corey, are you looking just to kind of ride some momentum here? It is consolidating nicely. Possible around the bottom here. Let's see what happens. That has a breakout past 11. LXRX is still moving here. Really nice to see this one have a little bit more energy. When I was looking at it pre-market earlier around 8:15, it was really almost not even being traded. Now it's really spiking. Good to see that. SQBG and CTIB not looking too hot at the moment. What was another ticker worth considering? So LXRX, you know, classic biotech, they typically always trend to the downside with some big sell-offs. Right now at 214, this thing's really breaking through some huge resistance. We got the 180-day moving average below it, so there's good support beneath. This thing's got clear skies here. I would like to see it run to at least 2.5. Maybe we even have a move to like 2.75 ahead of us. This will be good fun to watch for sure. If we go back several days here, last time it had a big move to the upside and unfortunately was not able to hold its high. So be a little cautious that, but this time it looks like it's going to open pretty well. You can see here on the 5-minute, 2 is going to definitely give us a little bit of resistance, so let's see how that plays in here in the next few minutes. The SPY today is down just a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see if it has a bit of a red to green move, maybe some recovery at one point. 364 was that all-time high, 364.38, and right now we're really crawling close to that area. Pre-market 363. That's the important spot to watch. Be right back, guys. Ross is gang pumping LXRX. Oh, they're trading it. They're trading. They're doing what they do. You. LXRX. Wow. Does not want to stop from here. Guess it just knew that I sold, didn't it? Classic moment. Up at 72% though. I like that. I like to see this energy in here. So 220 was the spot that we were looking at, which perfectly gave a lot of resistance on the 5-minute chart. We only had one breakout of 220, and then it instantly pulled back, and roughly in that zone. So it was a bit more of a fake out. So let's see if we can get some consolidation here. 5-minute supports around a little bit below 210. And we'll think about how we want to kind of go along with this one. On the daily chart, LXRX looks really, really strong. We're going to be above the 180-day moving average, above this 1.8 zone. Next major resistance, I would argue, is the 2.5, and then you can kind of see here 2.2 is kind of a critical spot as well. And that's what we're trying to break over pre-market so far every time. I wouldn't mind doing a few more trades at pre-market. I think I only did one trade pre-market. This is rare for me. Usually I'm an eager little beaver pre-market. I didn't feel like chasing LXRX. I felt like it was really slow at first, and then I didn't get aggressive once it started really turning around. Then I felt like it was too high for me. So I'm just gonna kind of keep watching the tickers. I got LXRX on my second screen. That's the lead gapper so far. That's the most obvious stock. It does have a bigger float, around 50 million. So there is that. But other than that, it has a catalyst. It has strong spike history. It doesn't really hold its highs that well, but it does have spike history, so people know this ticker. Has huge daily room to run, a decent fast rate of change, and ideally between $2 and $7, which looks like it could be holding. Yeah, final countdown. I didn't feel like joining that one for some reason. Michael, that's one way to do it. Evergreen wants to look at MBOT. Yeah, I don't like usually swing trading small caps. So, I mean, that's why I didn't swing trade WWR. I have no idea. I don't know anything about this company. It could be good. It could easily spike again. Just needs some news that comes out. It has apparently news out today, but it hasn't been doing anything. So I'd be interested to see if maybe at one point it starts popping. I wouldn't be surprised. But for now, it's for a momentum day trade. It's not for me at the moment. So if you're going to trade MBOT, looks like you'd have to be probably prepared for a swing trade. Few spikes in the past. This was a nice one. This was a 2-day runner. This is actually pretty solid. Here was a 1-day spike, but at the same time, it held its highs pretty okay. Here it also held its highs pretty okay. So looks like NBOT, what I like about it is these kind of multi-day spikes to the upside. Those are pretty sweet. Could be a great ticker for sure. LXRX had that failed continuation, failed breakout at 2.2, and then it had a freaking nasty volume dip. Do you guys see that? That volume just dwarfed the earlier volume. I mean, absolutely dwarfed it. So it looks like Mogo bought another company. It's not holding its highs well. That's always a big red flag for me when the ticker pops up and doesn't hold its highs well. Never a big fan of that. Keeping my eyes open. I want to be trading momentum. LXRX right now has the most momentum. Let's see if we can get a little bit more action in here. Still very calm out here right now. LXRX is pulling back a bit. SQBG just popped up. Just a little bit of green here. SQBG has that 1 million float, so this is going to be a quick mover out of all the other ones. USA Apparel Company. Welcome, Martha. Yeah, Hugh's right. Less volume, less opportunity. You need volume for continuation. Volume could also be a good thing, a decreasing volume. So sometimes we're looking for big volume on the breakouts. Here's a perfect example, big green volume increasing on the 1 minute chart. and then the sell volume is lighter, which means there's not a lot of people selling. There's not a lot of fear selling right there. It's just, you know, a healthy little pullback, and there's a better chance of a breakout. Once the sell volume is getting a little bit high, and the sell volume is even higher than the breakout volume, that's a bit of a red flag. That's why we want to be a little bit more careful, because there might not be continuation anymore. Huge spread on that one. $9.21. Market's going to open slightly red, so since the market's opening red, sometimes small caps really outperform on those days, so this could be interesting. Let's see what happens. $214 looks like it's holding here. Price to action trying to go higher. I think that big volume spike on the failed breakout probably put a few people on edge a little bit. Nice 5-minute move on LXRX. That was pretty clean. Thanks, James. Yeah, Corey, I'm also a little bit skeptical, but you know, such a slow pre-market, you don't have them all the time, so maybe things are going to start picking up here in the next few minutes. GSMG, if you guys like breaking random breakouts or trading random breakouts, this thing is flying right now. Such low volume. Oof, not my kind of setup. The closing of Let's see what happens with it. Thanks, Carmela. All right, guys. We got another 4 minutes here, 4.5 minutes. I'm gonna start changing my setups until for the open. LXRX could be a possible trade before the market opens, but I think I'd rather kind of wait a little bit. It's had a nice run so far, so just keep that in mind. Up 30%. Here we go. That was a solid little breakout there. Let's see how low it drops on this new minute. See if it holds its high here at 225. Could be an entry at 225. Be an aggressive move. Nice. I would have sold right there. That would have been a 2% pop. Nice, still running here. LXRX is going to be an explosive open. That's going to be mad interesting to watch. I could actually go for a little bit of coffee too. A little tired today. I feel it. Big move there to 2-3. I like what I'm seeing here. This is going to be an explosive open, I think. I like this constant energy flying into LXRX. This is a really strong ticker right now. Totally up to you, Chris. I'm not a big fan of holding into the open, but you know, sometimes you can get a nice little 10% pop right in that first candle. Hope it works out, Evergreen. So I'm going to be focused out of the gate on LXRX, and then we'll kind of switch around depending on what has momentum. I'd be looking ideally for a bit of a pullback into the open. 220 now is the new support zone. VWAP around 206. That's about a solid 6, 7, 8% dip from where we currently are. So that would be a pretty big sell-off. Not sure if we're going to see VWAP. I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of kept on going from here for at least a little bit, but anything's possible. Big resistance around 2425. All right, guys, another 40 seconds before the market opens. Good luck, everyone. Calm and collected. Steven. Boom, right away to 2-4. Nice. I think this thing's going to pull back quickly at one point, so I would not be buying near these highs. If anything, I would have been taking profits on that move. Let's see what happens. Anything's possible. 227 loading up here, possible spot. Pfizer below 36.60. I think I might accumulate some Pfizer soon. Big move on this ticker so far. 610 was that former support zone. New minute starting now. CTIB and SQBG selling off a bit at the open. Nice, Kirk over almost at 11. Not bad for you, Corey, if you're long it. Market's down a little bit. Nice little dip here on LXRX. No surprise. Could easily break back above the 9 EMA. But I'm not going to be getting along just yet. Nice, Corey. Sweet snag on that one. LXRX is really holding this area quite well, right above VWAP. That's a nice thing to see. I was actually kind of hoping myself that it would pull back a little bit more, thinking about it, maybe an entry closer to 210, but it's USA Biotech with that 51 million float. It's pretty big. Market cap now at 250 million. All good over there, 1AP Pro. LXRX is struggling to get back above the 9 EMA. I would give it a little bit longer here. Could be wrong, but we got plenty of time, not rushing anything. Active trader is down, Michael says. 1AP Pro is also complaining here. I have not made a trade since the open. VWAP holding. Let's see. No trade yet for me. Possible fill here at 206. Small position size at 206. Didn't get a full size. Very small position size here. Still selling off though. Don't see a need to chase just yet. There goes the bounce. Nice little move. I'm gonna close this trade. Didn't really walk away with any money. Well, like 30 bucks or so. Didn't have the full size that I was looking for. I was looking for about 2,000 to 3,000 shares. Walked away with 1,000 shares. Had like a 3 cents a share trade. So about 30 bucks. Nothing really too crazy. Selling off again here. Possible entry at 203. Just long 203, 2,000 shares. Still selling off this ticker. Gotta watch out. Didn't get my average down. Watching. Looking for a move back to VWAP. Something around 207, 208, 209, maybe even. Possible break of 207. Wasn't able to close out. Just had a small fill there. Still selling off, guys. Got to watch out with these downtrending stocks. 13% down from the highs. It's a big sell-off so far. Got to watch out. Easily keep on selling off here. Nothing's guaranteed. Try to close out that trade on that last pop to the upside, but I wasn't able to get out. Decent support here at 2, but we've already cracked it. Went down to 198. So a lot of sell volume on LXRX. The last time this ticker opened up, it just sold off all day. So you just got to watch out, guys. You know, buying dips is it's a slippery slope sometimes. I was trying to be extra cautious. Especially lately, the market has been tough on buying dips. Small momentum here. Two or three possibly getting chipped away. Two one has decent buyers on it. Yeah, a lot of buyers there on 2. For now, a little bit of accumulation. 2 or 3's got. Let's hope these sellers get chipped away. It's a huge tug of war area. Big support here, but you just never know. I closed it out here. I wasn't trusting this ticker. We could rip through the 9 EMA. This could be the reversal spot. But this was a losing trade, and I didn't want to keep holding on to it. Corey says SQBG red to green. FCEL is actually the lead gapper, guys, right now. Watch out, LXRX might break $2 again. Lead gapper in terms of big dollar volume, that's nice. But, you know, it's a $1.2 billion company, so you can't even really fully put weight on that. Yeah, SQBG, I like the fact on this ticker that it didn't actually end up selling off too much. Solid red to green, great call out, Corey, on this one. Could have that attempt to break VWAP. Good to watch this one closely. Today's really a bit more of a, I feel like the EV tickers are just popping. Not too much. Besides Tesla. I was thinking there'd be a little bit more sympathy plays. But yeah, Tesla up 12% is just insane. PLTR. Nice. LXRX finally making a little bit of upwards momentum, but again, this one has so much selling volume, guys, especially even on the 5-minute, really kind of shows that perfectly. So just be a little bit careful with this ticker. The way up surprised me, so I wouldn't be surprised if the way down also surprised me on how aggressive it was, or it is. Question on SQBG if it can break higher, break above this current 5-minute resistance it's facing. How good are the quarterlies? I actually didn't go through the quarterlies. Up year over year, better than expected Q3 sales results. I see you guys calling out Mogo. LXRX looks like it's going to break 2 here. Oof, looking a little shaky. Nice move there, Mogo. Good call out. I'm surprised that this one's actually kicking a little bit harder. Running on the acquisition news. Big flush though, right around 2.2 where we had that former resistance. LXRX finally broke that critical $2 zone with some bigger volume. Gotcha, Corey. Yeah, I felt that in the order book a little bit when I was looking at it. I was like, not super stoked, but it had opportunity to break VWAP, I would have said, for sure. The opportunity was there. It's hard to think like how I would want to trade dip by LXRX because it's just right now it's in a really aggressive downwards trend, and you know, if you're trying to scalp this one and make that 2% or so, you know, you could be risking like a 5% or so flush. So it's just like it's a negative risk reward. I only did it around 2 because it was that whole dollar big pivot zone. And then when it broke VWAP, I usually like trading breaks of VWAPs and then buying the reversals there. So those are 2 kind of bread and butter setups, but even those didn't really work that well. Only thing I did really right was get out quickly. BCLI, huge bottom bounce, huh? What happened to this ticker? Why did it fall off a cliff? So yeah, they're study. I was just about to say it's probably a biotech that had a failed study. Yeah, failed phase 3. That's not good. %15 bounce though, not too bad. LXRX would be a little bit more interesting between I don't know, it's hard to say, like 185, somewhere around 185, some break of 19, I would argue. Today would have actually been a perfect day for a solid lead gapper because the overall market's slightly red. There's not a lot of stocks that are up, over 10%. This is really like that perfect environment for a lead gapper, but LXRX had way too aggressive of a pre-market, and its past performance on the gap days have not been that good. BCLI, guys, could be a nice little continuation here. It's forming a little bit of a bull flag. Probably worth looking at. IKR is not really loading for me. Yeah, I remember we were looking at ZOM together a few days ago, no? Making some moves off the low, coming towards a little bit of resistance. Volume has faded a little bit, but technically it still has room to run. A lot of traders can't trade those kind of tickers, or because the fees are too high. If you're using Lightspeed or something, picking up something that's like a penny, you're going to be trading tens of thousands of shares, and that's going to be extremely expensive when you have to pay per share, which a lot of those direct brokers are. So a lot of those sub-dollar stocks have a hard time having clean moves because they're not being thickly traded. 14 point. Doesn't mean that they're bad. Could actually be some great opportunities. But I just want to stay focused on things that I know I can trade as my account gets bigger and bigger, and we're trading, $100,000. Yeah, good call on CTIB. Definitely a solid red to green move here. CTIB is USA Auto Parts Company. It's actually, I think it's kind of Chinese as well. 3 million float, 9 million market cap. I didn't see a catalyst for it earlier, so I wasn't trading it pre-market. But it was absolutely ripping at one point pre-market. Really, really strong move. 27%. LXRX looks like it may have found a little bit of a temporary bottom. I think it's going to crack 1.9 though, so I wouldn't probably trade this one until it did break that 1.9. Yeah, BTPT Really nice move. This one I remember was on the scanner at one point. I wasn't really looking into it too much. 20%, 22% move, really solid. Not to mention that kind of perfect pullback here in this area. Just kind of light volume, which is a bit unfortunate. Good old Express. There goes LXRX cracking that critical 1.9 zone. CTIB looks quite strong here. See if we can have a break of VWAP. Looks like it might really do it. LXRX has been on a continuous red streak here, 20% down from the open. Nice, CTIB setting up for that break of 2.5. Boom! Good to see a little bit of energy coming back in. CTIB, third big lead gapper here, followed by a Mogo. James, to be honest, I don't even remember where I got it, but I'm sure if you Google like compact glove carpal tunnel or something like that, it should pop up. Yeah, so LXRX around 1.9 looking like it's finding a lot more support. I still don't feel comfortable buying in this area though, so I'm gonna either miss out on this one or just keep waiting here. Yeah, Bren, BTC just, whew, that is insane. Pretty much, Satoshi. I had a beautiful trade on KCAC, which because of Tesla, I think had nice momentum behind it. We're up like 40% on that one, so I couldn't be more stoked. LXRX breaking higher here in the 9 EMA. Nice, Michael. Yeah, it's always a good feeling. Quick reversal on CTIB. SQBG trying to break out here. Keeps always flashing in these zones, so you'd want to get in probably early if you were looking for a breakout move, break back above the 9 EMA, VWAP. That's what I'd be hoping for. Only sold off about 6%. It's a bigger spread on this ticker. I'll be looking for that breakout now. I'm not riding SQBG if you guys are wondering. I really think it's going to break VWAP though here. Let's just watch this one. I'm generally curious how it's going to trade. Yeah, there we go. Doing all right. Not too shabby. This could be the move. I'm a little bit nervous on what we've been seeing on this one, but it looks like it found a pretty solid bottom and then had a little bit of a double bottom here, even at around 8.7, I don't know, 8.76 or something like that. Nice. Let's see if we can break past the 9.5. That's what I'd be looking for. It's getting good volume in here. 9.5. Boom! There we go. Sweet move. Congrats to anyone that traded that one. 5% move. That's really, really solid. I think that was a good setup. Definitely a missed opportunity on my end. I should have been a little bit more aggressive on this one. Possible dip buy opportunity here, but I would have wanted that first pop, and that's it. You trade that, Corey? Nice, Satoshi. Nothing like that with one trade, huh? Congrats, man. Yeah, I should have been more aggressive on that one. It looked super, super good. I'm not even really sure why I didn't. Yeah, that was the opportunity I wanted. Might break 10. Let's see what happens. Nice. Sweet move, man. Not bad. SQBG still pumping. This could very quickly become our second lead gapper here, guys. Really strong. Good to see that volume coming in. I like what I'm seeing for sure. I'm watching SQBG on my second screen. Nice pop there above 10. This one's got big volume coming in now. CTIB having a lot of difficulties. Volume's fading here. Quick pullback on SQBG. CTIB having a 5-minute breakout right now. Looking good. I missed my entry on it just by a hair. I'm a little worried on CTIB if it's absolutely not going to hold this area. Nice, Corey. What awesome trade, man. Congrats. That was looking really good. I definitely chickened out right here at like 9.22 roughly. This is where I should have been buying it. I would have sold all in that first prop, probably knowing myself. So even held it for a good amount of time. That's impressive. CTIB, I'm still watching this one, possible small size. Oh man, literally as I say that and go to place my limit order, it shoots up. Phew, nice, Corey. Breaking out again. SQBG doesn't stop, huh? Really nice. I'm watching CTIB on my second screen. Looks like it has some possibility as well. Let's see how aggressive the sell-off is on this one. Just had a little bit of a dump, but not really too bad. I only traded LXRX today, so my trading today has been very low key. Still watching CTIB, was hoping for a little bit more of a pullback. So far, I have not been getting it. Crawling nicely though. Nice breakout here on CTIB. Possible entry on the pullback. Had a limit order at 67, did not get filled. Still watching this one. Just had an entry at 67. Big volume breakout, so it looked good. Possibly taking some profits here at 73. Right before the move higher, but at least it was at 73. 10 cents, no. 6 cents a share, not too bad in CTIB just now. This one does have some interesting flushes from time to time, huh? 670 is huge resistance on this ticker. Huge, 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 huge. You want to buy this one probably on the move higher, not so much on the pullbacks. This thing has some history of having really nasty pullbacks. Knowing myself, I'd probably be just getting chopped around. SQBG kind of popping up here again, 9.5, looks like it was some support. LXRX might be turning around at one point as well, but the volume on this one has faded drastically. Nice bounce off of VWAP on CTIB. I missed that one. Hopefully some of you guys got it. Looking for a possible second trade on it, checking out SQBG. Sorry to hear, Tristan. Oh man, I was looking for a second trade on CTIB, but missed that 255 entry. That would have been really sweet. Trying to break out again here. I feel like it's a little bit too soon. I wouldn't be buying this breakout right now. I gotta admit, I mean, it does have energy though. Markets are pretty much break even right now. Well, okay, not so much. I was looking more like the NASDAQ. I'm curious if SQBG is going to move back above 10. I'm not really trying to place my money on that. LXRX could be at one point seeing a little bit of a round bottom here. I would not be surprised. It's going to be a tricky one to play though. $10.14. We're bullying, not a bad idea. I like the possible percentage on this one, but you could still easily keep pulling back. Just really hard to say. CTIB just had a new high since the open. Breaking out CTIB. Whew. Yeah, I feel your Corey, man. Oh, look at that freaking flash pullback there. This one has those nasty pullbacks. That's what I've learned on this ticker so far. Bit of a stronger dip there. This could be a failed breakout at 2.8. That's not the best sign. Yeah, no, Vermouille, I mean, you're spot on. It's a downwards trending stock still as it's below VWAP, but you know it's trying. Definitely has opportunity. I do like LXRX for possibility at one point, but I've been stuck in some of these slow movers again and again. So kind of tried my luck on this one early on. I'm up a little bit. Nothing really to run home about. Man, today and yesterday were unusual trading days. This whole month has been a little bit unusual. Even the first week. Very low volume on this green candle right now on CTIB. Just be careful. That's already a red candle again. I think that was the first confirmed downwards trend move on CTIB when it tried to break back above the 9 EMA and got rejected. LXRX is trying. Got huge 5-minute resistance from that 9 EMA. I'd be a little bit nervous for this thing to have a bigger dip again. It's the only thing really holding me back. Volume is really light. Volume's light on a lot of these tickers, guys. I'm not getting a lot of action anywhere. I mean, by now, oftentimes we'll see tickers with over $500 million volume. So it's been very light in general. Tesla selling off since the morning. It's a good idea to take profits on that Satoshi. TM, Toyota Motors. It baffles me how light the volume is on Toyota Motors. It's just astonishing. NIO keeps holding the highs though around 45. That's also equally as impressive to me. I was not expecting that out of this ticker. I would be just so nervous on an offering coming up here. Let's see what Jim Cramer says. Jim Craner's squawk on the box. Love individual stocks or obvious plays. Yeah, that's probably true. Since the beginning of 2020, the stock was trading up 4% at 47.41 on Tuesday at the time of publication. Results after the market closes. This is going to be an interesting setup here with NIO, that earnings coming out. I personally would not be holding NIO into the earnings. Oh my Lord, at 6 p.m. something's going to happen. And with the stock this overextended, even if it beats estimates, it might still go down. Scary stuff. Let's see what happens. DNK, you guys are calling out. CTIB literally just fell off a cliff here at 249. It's a fun one to watch for sure. Look at this thing fly. Phoenix 3 holding. Great pullback opportunity. 20% move. Congrats to anyone that nailed that. As you probably noticed, I did not. Don't see a catalyst on it yet. It's a really light volume, but it's coming in right now. I've been trading so little these last few days. My average trades per day right now are like 8. Usually on a normal week, I'm trading, you know, north of 20 and south of 40. So probably, you know, somewhere between 30 trades a day is closer to my average on a hot week. So now trading about 8 trades a day is really, really on the lower end. Man, these 20% pops on DNK are absolutely insane. Huge resistance zone right now on DNK. All right, Romoli, I like it. You're keeping an eye on it for all of us. Thanks, man. I'm not super thrilled about this one, mainly, and I'll tell you why, mainly because the volume has not been able to come up along with the price. Actually, this kind of fading volume here makes me very nervous. It could inch its way back maybe to like the high 90s, maybe try to break $2. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a spike, but I don't think I'll be ready to buy it yet. But at the same time, LXRX is our lead gapper, technically, based on dollar volume and percentage gains. And, you know, maybe it's just setting itself up. Maybe it just needs a little bit of time. I mean, it had a very strong pre-market, so then it pretty much just sold off. I would just be very nervous here on a big candle, 6% move or so. be a little bit harder to recover from possible upside of maybe 4, 5, 6%. So it's like, you know, 1-to-1 risk reward at best. I don't know. Just one of those trades, if you do 100 times, I think you'd be in the red, which is not how you want to be trading. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so hard to say. It could be up to something. A slow day here in the markets, huh? Anyone long LXRX? Really? So I buy. What's up, Steve? Welcome to the community, man. Ooh, this is exactly what I was talking about with LXRX, and this is why it was not a trade for me. That fading volume here was exactly what was making me nervous. And then I was too nervous that it was going to be a move. It's hard to get out of. And then, you know, you're risking, I don't know, 5, 6%. I don't know, just not super exciting. Technically, Steve, we didn't hit $25,000. We're not trading that account anymore because we moved it over to a swing trading account. But we have, now that account's over $10,000. So it's from, you know, $4,000 to $10,000, and we're not actively, well, we're swing trading it, right? So we are actively managing it, but we're not doing the daily day trading. What I did is after about 6 months or so, I think we realized that, okay, we have a good strategy here. We're consistently profitable. Now let's grow the strategy. And so we went to a margin account with over 25K. And that now we've been, you know, being able to walk away every month with $4,000 to $5,000, pretty much 150% profits based on our average position size. So pretty nice. I think the challenge in that aspect was a total success. And I think, you know, we could finish the challenge, and I still technically have it going in this account, but since it's not a margin account and it has to be a little bit slower because of the cash limits, it just, you know, we're gonna get there, but it's a snail pace a little bit. Although now that it's at 10,000, you know, we've already doubled the account in like 6 months, so there's a good chance that mid next year, or if we could be over that limit. Hopefully, Ramoli, you were able to manage your risk on that a little bit if you were long. Nice bounce though on LXRX off that support zone. That was pretty sweet. Man, Riot is absolutely on fire. It is celebrating the Bitcoin rallies. The RIOT has the most perfect bull flags ever. Just constantly makes these like perfect bull flag breakouts. It's pretty just fun to watch, honestly. I'm not trading RIOT. It's a great way to get some crypto exposure though. I'm long crypto, but I'm not really long this company. This company long-term is something you really want to watch out for. There's also a lot of dilution going on, so the price will have a hard time ever reaching former highs. But yeah, sweet breakout here on this one. 48%, absolutely insane. Actually, if we go over the 25K challenge account right now, we are long, let's see, let's review these tickers here. We're long GE, ADT, and KCAC, HCHC, I meant to say. Finally, the HCAC is pretty much, I'm a little nervous with this ticker. It's kind of really just consolidating here. I really hope that this ticker turns a little bit into KCAC, which absolutely exploded. We took profits on this one at 2070. Luckily, that was near the high, so that was a luckily great spot to take it. But this was a huge breakout, and all they were doing was really announcing that the merger and whatnot was kind of continuing, and everything looked good. So it's kind of just like an update catalyst. So I felt like, wow, that's a big move for that kind of news. So that's why I ended up kind of closing the position. ADT, man, this one's a tough one. I'm thinking about closing this one out. We'll take a small loss on ADT, but it's not really too bad. Found a little bit of a bottom. I was really hoping that we were going to come out with some sort of news and break back above this 8, and then I'd be probably closing pretty fast. Right now we are down a little bit on this one, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like what I don't like the most about ADT is the fact that it's an opportunity cost. I'm missing out on using the cash in this trade on other trades, and I think closing it out for like a $300 loss would honestly be worth it, because there's tickers out there like GE that we were nicely accumulating around 650s right in this area, and now it's all the way up to 10, right? I mean, this is one of our nicer swing trades in Q4, 55% rally. So, I feel like ADT is I don't know. You don't want to over trade your swing trades. You don't want to over manage a position. That's what we did with LMND. We kind of closed this one out a little bit too soon, and then I missed out on massive upside. I closed this one out at 53, and then we missed out on this last big 25-30% move to the upside. So and that was our original goal the whole entire time. It was like, we were right, but we lost money. That's extra annoying. So I don't know. I'll probably be closing out my GE position as we get closer to $11 or so. That's really what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that break of 10. Yeah, Brent, you nailed that one, huh? Congrats, man. So PFE is exactly where I wanted. This is one of those tickers that instead of AMC, I'd probably rather be holding. I wanted to accumulate some Pfizer in my investment portfolio. So I'm gonna see if I can actually go ahead and do that. Let's see if that order got filled. Had a really nice move at 36 and had a pretty solid 1% pop off of that area. Let's see if we can do a quick trade on this Weeble. What do you think about 36.27? That could be a good spot. I think this is definitely a bit of a bottom though on Pfizer. Thanks, James. Yeah, Omar, I'm watching HCAC. I'm so curious what's gonna pop on this one. Hopefully it's not one of those SPACs that just ends up dying. Yeah, Mike, this thing is freaking as stuck as it gets, huh? Let's see if we can find some new information about this company while we're just kind of chilling here. Man, the small caps are really not interesting me right now at the moment. It is 10:38 anyway, though. Ooh, somebody didn't think about font. White on white all right here. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Electric vehicle company Canoo to list on NASDAQ through merger with Hennessy Capital Acquisition Corp. the 4th. Now, we did know that. There's nothing new. Let's see if we can dig some new information out here. Any TE at the top of my head? I don't really have any thoughts, Mike, unfortunately. We could look at it in a bit. This is really probably what got me long Canoo. It's just all the press releases they added. They kind of have like one of those Volkswagen looks to it a little bit. As ridiculous as it looks, I'd probably rather have a Canoo than the Solo car. Is that what it looks like inside? Because that would be pretty dope. Let's see here. Yeah, it's like a circular bench. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Oh, some serious claims being shot around here. Well, they didn't really sell me on that. Well, it looks like it could be interesting for a little bit of a road trip here if you could turn the car around, a little camping setup. We chose to completely rethink the car design and focus on what future users will actually need. Thus, we came up with this loft-inspired vehicle. In charge of design. Space. Space is nice. Could be like perfect for like you have several kids and you need to get them to soccer practice here. There's a bunch of people chowing in the back. These color verifications are insane. Dude, the range isn't too crazy, but I don't think you're gonna... Actually, it is always nice to have a big range. This range is not too big. 7 standard van size. Which one, Michael? Okay, well. This is updated August 18th. Oh yeah, is he pumping it? Let's see here. Nice to see a ticker at least doing something. Very light volume today, guys, though. Just check out that daily volume. It's just, oof. 13%, not too shabby. So people really are trading a bit different size companies today. $500 million company so low. Yeah, the blink move here up 18% today. I was also really surprised. I saw this one. What was that? I was looking through it today a little bit because of the move I think it had yesterday. Anyway, it was somehow on my radar this morning. I forgot why. Really sweet move on BLNK. From 11 to 15, that ain't too shabby. Ain't too bad. This one had a really clean move here from like 10:15 to 10:30. We had a pretty perfect flat top breakout. I don't know if you guys see that. 2 highs here, consolidation with low volume, big breakout, move higher, very sweet. 14, 15 is huge resistance for this ticker. I'm not sure why it's up so much today. They had their earnings come out on the 12th, and really yesterday it started running. What did SQBG do? Engine cable management solution for those using Chinese reach-driven solution. Okay. Cable management solution, interesting. So it's still running from that management solution news, huh? Installations of its IQ 200 started. Man, $900,000 in earnings is tiny for a $500 million company. Tiny. Oh my lord. And they have lost $4 million in losses. This thing is way overvalued. They brought ooh, quarter two, they brought in $900,000 in sales, but they lost $3 million. I mean, this is, I would not be holding on to this, guys. This is a day trade at the best. Oy, 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 oy. Yeah, that's for sure. It's just an EV week. Yeah, SQBG just keeps selling off here. Yeah, it's also not a small cap week. It's really like a mid to large cap. EVs, traveling, leisure companies, Corona companies, kind of. Huge move on BLNK. Very impressive. I think with BLNK, I mean, not BLNK, what did, oh, it's just KNDI. Let me go back to KNDI. Keep clicking on the wrong thing. Nice, $2,500 rebate. That's a really good catalyst. I'd be much more long KNDI than Solo or Blink. Maybe you pull back something like 8 or so, but I'm not sure if we're going to see that. This was a really solid move. A huge resistance above, but I wouldn't be super long anymore. Yeah, man. Kind of coming to the late game on some of these, but we've had a freaking phenomenal swing on a lot of our EV stocks, so I'm not upset at all. And a lot of them started pulling back again, just like KCAC did. You know, it's down 5% today, so we sold that one yesterday at the perfect time. I think we're getting like a lot of these moves that are a little bit surprising from RIDE, KNDI, Solo, BLNK. Some of the tickers that, you know, we don't see move all the time are really, really popping today. Obviously, Tesla's up today 10% with the S&P news. Yeah, I can check it out. I don't know why it's not ringing a bell. If you're totally new here, by the way, guys, we go live every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to join the community, stick around longer, see what you can learn. It's a beautiful growing community we got here, so definitely consider subscribing. We'll also be coming out with a recap video at the end of every trading day, including today. So I'll see you guys in the recap video, and hopefully tomorrow if you're new. So let's check out NET here, guys, and see what this ticker is up to. Market cap 35 million, shares float 4 million, net element software infrastructure company. Q3 today, that's good, came out and it's higher. That's, value-added solutions to North America, Russia, Commonwealth, and different states, blah, blah, blah. Payment solutions. These guys focus a lot on payment solutions. Oh, they were founded in 2004 in North Miami Beach. Hey, that's good fun. There's a lot of payment solution companies in Miami and in Florida. Also, a lot of kind of like payment processors, adult marketing. That's a huge kind of adult scene there. So let's see how similar they are. Simplified payments across multiple channels. We build smarter point of sale systems. Whew, that. You know, they're definitely in the right market. Doesn't look too shabby. Like what I'm seeing here. Definitely not a company that you would expect something shady to happen. Wow, the way NETE trades, a lot of failed spikes to the upside. We've traded this one several times in the past. Looks like it was a decent trading day. Oh, really small share size here. Must have been a one quickie pre-market maybe. Let's actually scroll back here and see how this one's performed in the past. Seems like a lot of these spikes don't really hold their highs so well. Yesterday was a bit of a spike to the upside. Looks like $8 is a fairly important zone here. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a quick little move back to $8. You can actually see looks like what's happening. And then again at roughly 775, 72. Keep an eye on that little zone right there. It looks pretty healthy. Let's scroll back a little bit. You can see this thing has been quite busy. Last time we traded NETE, it had a huge pre-market run. I mean, this pre-market run was absolutely savage, 175%. And then ever since the open, this thing ended up selling off after not even a failed breakout, just totally ended up selling off 41% from the highs. Decent little bounce here, but then really sold off the rest of the day. So this one really likes to have that spikeability. I guess that's kind of what you get with a... what was the float on this one? USA infrastructure, yeah, 4 million float. That's what you get with a 4 million float. Look at this 5-minute candle just popping in all sorts of directions. It's giving me a high blood pressure just watching it. So it's at that critical $8 zone we were talking about, and the next key area is again that 720. These are quick areas that we were just discussing. Once it gets running with that 4 million float, it has these really quick moves to the upside here. 12%, really fast. So you want to get aggressive on this one as early as possible. Pullbacks are a little bit high risk. Nice move here at 8. Decent ticker, I gotta say. Not against it at all. I don't know if you're asking Mike as an investment or a swing trade or day trade. I don't know what you're doing. For me, it's tough to say. Every time it has these big spike days, 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them didn't hold their highs well. At least these were on a trend to the upside, but this one was just so nasty. But it looks like around $6, to like $7 is a big accumulation area. So maybe that's one way to play this one if you're long this one. But at the same time, it's making a decent move to the upside. So this could be a bit of a bull flag here forming before we break back above maybe even 10. I mean, there's definitely huge upside, and I would probably argue this is a pretty, positive like risk reward trade. You're risking maybe here 550, but the possible upside to maybe, I don't know, 10 to 12. I would say it's like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk reward trade if you're swinging this one. Kind of interesting. Day trading, hard to say. It seems to sell off a lot on all the big days near the end of the day. So I don't know if I would be holding in this area, but interesting ticker for sure. Great idea, Constantine. Thanks for that, man. Happy to hear, Mike. That's awesome, man. Happy it worked out. Good move getting aggressive. Green power, yeah. I remember this one. That was a beautiful 2-day rally on from green power, huh? That was like a 60% move. Absolutely wild. Great consolidation here. Really, really nice. Constantine's going all out right now. Yeah, I have a limited order out for Pfizer at 27 something. I forgot the 36.27. I think it was 36.27 is my limit order right now for Pfizer. I don't know if we're gonna see that area again. Oh, we're at 36.28. I was probably filled. With GE, yeah, we're still long that. I'm looking for a break over 10 and then maybe sell in the 11s or 12s. That's what I'm looking for with GE. Yeah, I should be filled on Pfizer. Let me actually quickly check. A little investment portfolio here, what we got going on. This is, every time I'm talking about like, Tesla, I don't really trade it. I just buy it long term. Same with Apple, same with Amazon. I'm talking about my investment portfolio. Boom, you just add more to the portfolio, just kind of let it constantly grow. Because these are companies that I believe in long term. I think, in 5 years, they're all going to be here and most likely very well appreciated. So that's always what I talk about. There's like several stocks where I would rather just buy and accumulate more and more and more. Yeah, I'm long Pfizer. I got filled. Yep, very cool. A really good troll. Appreciate it, Constantine. Nice, guys. I appreciate the likes. I really, really do appreciate the support. Dropping a like or subscribing if you're new is the easiest way to support the channel. All right, guys, let's wrap it up here. I am shot, and I don't see any other day trades that I want to be doing. I'm sure there's plenty out there, but based on my small criteria, my trading strategy, I'm more or less done for the day. Hopefully, you guys learned something today. Hopefully, you guys are ending it green. Remember, a lot of the tickers we're looking at are really not something you want to be swing trading overnight. Sometimes they are, and sometimes there's great setups, and I oftentimes overlook many setups. So always know why you're holding stocks, why you're trading them. Always do your own due diligence, guys, and just be careful. Some of these things are nasty, and it's not really been a hot small cap week, so I'm extra a little bit kind of on edge right now, but we'll see what happens. Looks like today we're going to be wrapping up here with some small profits. Literally, we're up $120 today, which is not too bad. I'd rather be up 120 than down 120. Yesterday we were up 300, so that puts us up pretty much 400 and something bucks. I don't know what the exact number is going to be. So somewhere north of $400 for the week so far. Not bad on two slow days. Really just avoiding a lot of things that are sketchy, managing our risk, and then kind of getting aggressive. I mean, I didn't get that aggressive today. Like, you saw that perfect missed opportunity with CTIB. That was a bit of a sham. Or no, was that SQBG? Yeah, I think that was SQBG. I missed that perfect trade on SQBG. At least Corey got it, and I'm sure some of you guys as well. So it always makes me happy when somebody gets these moves. Yeah, right here, this perfect bull flag here. I had my finger on the trigger, but I didn't jump. All right, guys, I will see you then first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys in the... So stay tuned for that. There we go, Mike. Keep it up. Woo! Thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate it. Very nice of you, man. Awesome stuff. Boom! Now you got Uncle Scrooge jumping in a pot. That's what happens. Oh, Mike coming in again with the $4.99. And I got to work out with 2 dumbbells here. Some serious pressure that you're putting on me, Mike. I really appreciate that support, man. It means a lot. Trying to reinvest as much as possible. It's either going to Trade Journal, keeping it free for everyone, or the new laptop, which I desperately need. We'll have that new laptop over the weekend. I'll be in the States. I'll be like a little child at Christmas. I'll be opening some boxes. It's going to be some good fun. Thanks again, Mike. Thanks to everyone else making this community an awesome place. Prosty prost, guys. That's true, Mike. That's true. I remember. Juicy Bambuski, guys. Remember, don't overtrade. Don't do anything silly. Take your profits, celebrate. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning in the recap video. Peace, guys, and thanks again, Mike, for the support. Ciao, ciao, guys.